On a freezing winter night, Bo Callahan, a widowed man living alone with his young daughter in the mountains of Vermont, was driving home when he spotted a young girl huddled by the roadside. Without asking questions, he stopped and opened the door. The girl was Lark, just 18, pregnant, and on the brink of collapse. At first, Lark was hesitant and refused help. But as she faced near certain death in the bitter cold, Bo gently persuaded her and brought her to his small cabin. He wasn't someone who interfered in others' lives, not since his wife died. He had kept life simple, just him and his daughter. But this time, his paternal instinct and compassion won. Back home, Bo treated the stranger like family. He made soup, prepared warm blankets, and offered her the room upstairs. Though still withdrawn, Lark slowly opened up, eventually whispering a quiet thank you and telling him her name. She was like a lost bird in the snow, fragile, cold, but not yet broken. And in that warm little house, something began. Not a chance encounter, but a turning point. The next morning, Bo's cabin felt inexplicably warmer. Lark, still quiet, started integrating herself silently, sitting by the fire, sipping tea, helping around the house. Bo noticed everything. The way she touched the window frame, like memorizing safety, and walked softly as if not to disturb the peace. Maisie, Bo's daughter, quickly bonded with Lark through innocent eyes and crayon drawings. In one special moment, Maisie gave her a picture, Lark and the baby beneath a giant red heart. Lark barely spoke, but her eyes welled up. Bo, a man who had long shut himself off, began to feel the rhythms of family again. He didn't ask or push. He simply stayed present. One night, he saw Lark writing letters to her unborn child, sharing truth, fear, and hope. She told him, "If I don't write, the fear will consume me." In quiet mornings, with tea and crackling firelight at night, a family began to form, not by blood, but by kindness, choice, and the courage to trust again. In the days that followed, the snowy cabin became a sanctuary. Though still cautious, Lark truly became part of the home. She helped care for Maisie, cooked, cleaned, and kept writing nightly letters to the baby, whom she named Hope. Trust grew in the small gestures, the soft glances. Bo and Lark became anchors for each other. Then, on a Christmas Eve blizzard night, the town lost power. Lark went into labor. With no doctors around, Bo, who had missed his wife's delivery years ago, now faced his fear, helping someone give birth right in his own home. Upstairs, candlelight danced across Lark's exhausted face. Bo held her hand, whispered encouragements, and breathed with her through every contraction. Lark had once believed she was never good enough. Bo assured her, "You're not just strong, you're fighting for something sacred." Finally, amid the storm outside and fire crackles inside, Hope let out her first cry. Bo held the newborn close, tears in his eyes. Lark looked at her baby with awe, pain, and pure love. "She's perfect," she whispered. That night, in the glow of a small room, new life entered. Not in a hospital, not with machines, but in the arms of someone who chose to stay, and in the heart of a young mother learning to love herself again. After Hope was born, the cabin settled into a new rhythm. Lark wasn't the lost girl from the snowy roadside anymore. She was a mother, a quiet companion, a source of light. Yet a question lingered. Was this truly home forever? One day, Lark received news of her acceptance into a nursing program in Providence, with housing and support for single mothers. She hesitated. Leaving meant walking away from a healing home, but staying meant shelving her dreams. Bo understood, but the thought of losing her weighed heavy. Lark confessed, "I want Hope to see a mother who stood up for something." Before leaving, she left Bo a letter. "If the road brings me back, I hope you're still there." Time passed. The cabin grew quieter. Bo never wrote, but he sent hand-carved gifts, silent signs he still cared. Then winter returned. One morning, Bo collapsed from heart failure. The emergency contact was still Lark. She came back immediately, with Hope now a vibrant child. In the hospital, she held Bo's hand and whispered, "I came back, because I never really left." It wasn't just a return. It was a full circle, where an act of kindness years ago had grown into a love steadfast and true. After the hospital, Bo came home, but this time not alone. Lark had quietly moved back in, turning the nursery warm again, bringing groceries and filling the house with soft laughter. She was no longer the girl in the snow. She had become a nurse, a nurturer, and a keeper of peace. Bo returned to repairing clocks. Maisie grew into a thoughtful young girl, and Hope became the heart of the home. What mattered wasn't what they did, it was that they chose each other. Lark, once afraid of belonging, now said, "I didn't know what home was until someone made space for me." Bo changed too. Once hollowed by grief, now healed by presence. When Hope first called him Papa, something within him mended. This wasn't a story of romance, but of quiet love. A wooden box held their letters, from Lark, Bo, and Maisie, like a shared journal of broken souls writing a new chapter together. Because family isn't always where you begin. Sometimes it's where someone chooses to hold a place for you, even if you arrive late or come back from the storm.